So recently, Ewan Mitchell spoke to Entertainment Weekly about Aemond putting Aegon out to barbecue at Rook's Rest. Y'all tried this Rook's Rest recipe, honey? Just put a little seasoning on. I mean, she tastes good. Put him out to barbecue. And if Aemond really meant to do that, just talking about Aemond's intentions and motivations. So we're gonna get into it. All right, so before we get into the video, I would just like to say, first of all, thank you all so much for 10,000 subscribers. That's so wild to celebrate. I would just like to let you know that my Patreon page is live. It's up. There you'll get Patreon exclusive videos, okay? One is already up there. I did a video talking about 10 cool shows that I think y'all need to watch. They're underrated. You probably have not heard of them, but I really, really enjoyed them. Only the patrons will be able to see that video. It's already up on my page. You'll get access to behind the scenes content, vote on the content topics. Also on Patreon, I did a dramatic reading of an excerpt of my upcoming book that will be self-published. It is a sequel, by the way, to Xeraxia Wrath of the God King. It's called Xeraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind. It will be out later this year. I'm going to make an audiobook of it as well. So the dramatic reading that is on Patreon is just to get a feel for what the audiobook will sound like. So yeah, very excited. Like I said, reaching 10K subs is really, really amazing. Can't thank y'all enough. And yeah. All right, so let's get into the topic at hand. This is coming from Entertainment Weekly as usual. The link to the full article will be in my description, but we're not going to go through the full article, just, talking about Aemond versus Aegon, if you can even call it a versus. So let's read. The original plan was simple. The Greens wait for one of Rhaenyra's dragons to arrive in defense of Rook's Rest. Then Aemond, who's hiding in the trees, pops out with the largest fire breather in the world to cut down the number of Team Black dragons. Now, it's funny because Cole would have been absolutely effed. It would have been really messed up if Rhaenyra came out, or if Rhaenyra had sent 2 dragons instead of 1. Y'all would have been, if y'all lucky it was just Rhaenys. Anyway, things change. Once the king arrives, Aemond intentionally delays the trap, allowing Rhaenys, a much more formidable warrior and dragon rider, to rough Aegon up. When Aemond finally does emerge, he commands Vhagar to breathe fire at both Aegon and his attacker. Girl, that shit was so funny. I mean, sad and funny, but like, oh my gosh, Aegon was on Starfire like, oh, thank the gods. I'm so glad that Aemond, oh my God, is here. He's gonna save me. Girl, he did not. He said DRACARYS on that ass and turned up the stove. Do you hear what I'm saying? Got some olive oil, he got some onion, chopped up some vegetables, put some, do you hear what I'm saying to y'all? He turned the stove up to 9 and 10, bro. It's the highest that it could be. And I was like, Aegon, why are you rejoicing? Do you literally not remember what happened at the brothel, or what happened throughout Aemond's entire childhood? Like, why you gag? Like, why you so surprised? Anyway, Rhaenys easily shakes off the attack, and that was so funny. Rhaenys was literally cackling when she saw Aegon show up on Sunfire. She was like, girl, Aegon got this show pony out here. I'm literally riding a war horse. I'm going to take this young boy out the sky so quick. He gonna blink and it's gonna be done. That's why Rhaenys was laughing, girl. I'm seriously cackling. She laid him out so bad that he in the ICU right now. The article continues, but Aegon and Sunfire are hit with full force, plummeting towards the earth. A small explosion of flame erupts in the distance to mark the moment they hit the ground. We really talked a lot about how when the dragons land, they're fire-made flesh, so that's like nuclear bombs going off on the ground, Kondo says. You see the devastation that Sunfire leaves in the woods. And I love that idea, that like, because that happened both obviously with Sunfire and Melee's. When they hit the ground, it's just like a little explosion. I like that idea. I like that touch. Did Aemond do all this intentionally to secure the Iron Throne for himself? Just how calculating was he with each of these movements? Now, the actor, Ewan Mitchell, says this: "It was no secret that he felt like Aegon was inferior to himself. He felt like Aegon lacked the perseverance to be a leader. Also, it's no secret that Aegon was almost the ringleader of a lot of Aemond's childhood torment and trauma." And like I said in my review, which you can watch, I do reviews for every single episode of House of the Dragon, Season 1 and Season 2. Check my description for the playlists. But yeah, like I said in my review, I feel like the brothel scene where Aegon was just laughing at Aemond and trying to embarrass him, that was just a tipping point of all these things from childhood till now that Aegon has been doing relentlessly to Aemond. At the same time, the actor adds, "I think that maybe Aemond would never have intended to burn Aegon, but it just so happened that Aegon was there tangled with Rhaenys and Meleys when he was on top of Sunfire. It raises the question of whether or not he would have done that, or if Aegon was just collateral damage. I think that's compelling. Maybe it was when Aegon brought in the pink dread as children, when Aemond was like, I'm going to burn him one day for this. Who knows?" Now, I think this is funny because I think Ewan Mitchell is probably just like playing devil's advocate, or just like, oh, well, you know, maybe Aegon was just collateral just to get people talking, just to start a conversation. But girl, based on the script, based on what we saw, based on the performance, girl, Aemond definitely meant to burn Aegon. I don't care what you want to talk about. Like, Aemond definitely meant to burn him. We already had the conversation about all the trauma and stuff that Aegon put Aemond through, and the teasing and bullying and all the bullshit. Then we talk about the brothel scene. Then we talk about the fact that Aemond saw the signal from Cole, and Cole had to send multiple signals multiple times. Aemond saw the signal from Cole, but once he was about to get his ass up, and Vhagar old ass, oh my gosh, she was so happy to sit her ass down after Aemond told her to wait. But like he was about to get up, but then saw Sunfire coming in and was like, you know what? Meleys' ass is about to absolutely wreck Aegon drunk ass. Like I already said, he drunk with how he flying this dragon, bitch. I've seen it before. He drunk as hell on this dragon, bitch. He not even a warrior fighter like that. Rhaenys is an experienced fighter. His dragon ain't bigger than Meleys. Like, he's about to get roughed up. He's about to get roughed up, and I know it. So Vhagar, sit your ass down. And then, so we have that. Then on top of that, the DRACARYS, I don't care what y'all say, like, Aemond could have definitely flown around trying to distract Meleys so that she could get off of Sunfire and then say DRACARYS upon Meleys, but he didn't do that shit, bitch. He saw 2 in 1. He saw 2 birds in one. He was the stone. Aemond saw 2 birds, and Vhagar and him was the stone, girl, and he said DRACARYS without a fear in his heart at all. You know what I mean? There would be a reaction, a facial expression that Aemond made if he was really like trying to hit just Meleys, and he was just like, I don't know if I should do it. Like, there would be this air of concern and like this like look on his face, like, I don't know if I should really say DRACARYS right now, but I'm gonna do it because I ain't had no choice. Like, it was none of that, girl. Aemond saw the both of them there, and it was just determination on his face to knock them bitches down. Then on top of that, Aemond went to where Aegon fell and had that sword out, ready to chop it, ready to chop the meat up because it was already cooked. Vhagar had already cooked it, the meat good. But he was like, girl, I gotta season it up, I gotta saute this shit, like I really gotta cook this shit up, let me chop it up first. But then Cole came out and say, Aemond, what the hell you doing, bro? And then he sheathed the sword. On top of even that, Aemond showed no concern. He pointed that Kespaw dagger at Aegon when Cole asked him, where's the king? He was like, girl, he over there, girl, you don't see him laid out? And he walked away like he was missing his favorite show. Like I said in my review, like, it was like Aemond had forgot he had a play date with his friends or some shit, had to go real quick. He did not care. Aemond meant to do that. Whatever you want to talk about, like, Aemond meant to do that. So Taylor elaborates, right? And by the way, Alan Taylor, is a Game of Thrones veteran who has directed multiple episodes. Like Baelor, the episode where Ned was beheaded, Fire and Blood, when Dany's dragons hatch, and also Beyond the Wall, which featured the death and resurrection of Viserion. So, I mean, and more. But he said we wanted to sustain multiple motivations that might have happened there. It's a battle move, but he did deliberately join the battle late, and he is being a little bit indiscriminate with how he's blasting fire. So I think you can believe whatever you want to believe about his motivations there, girl. Y'all are trying to play this like Blue's Clues, like who, like, you know what I mean? Obscure as, oh, well, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Aemond meant to burn that shit up. Aemond meant to cook Aegon on that grill. He did. And he was about to chop his head off and finish the job. And then, like, slick rule while he was, like, come on now. Come on now. And honestly, look, I don't blame him. You know, Aegon, I don't know how you thought that you could just keep making fun of the person with the biggest dragon in this entire world, and everything was gonna be sweet, girl. You really tried it. You really tried it. But yeah, on that note, that's all I wanted to say. Thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and I will catch y'all later. Peace. All right, y'all, make sure that you're going to www.zoraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, the sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zoraxia Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zoraxia Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zoraxia The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zoraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.